for a beautiful matchup. Cubs taking on the Cardinals. It is the season series finale here at Wrigley Field between the two teams. Alex Cole, Mark Sweeney, and Taylor McGregor. Fans filtering in. These two teams part of the playoff push in the wild card. Taking a look at the standings, the Phillies with the number 4 seed, Cubs and Cardinals number 5 and number 6 seed respectively, and they are playing here today. Top 3 wild card teams, they make the postseason. We talked a lot about the offense in our open. Now for more on the defense, let's set it down to Taylor McGregor.
Well, Alex, in this matchup, you're getting to witness 2 of the best defenders in all of Major League Baseball, Pete Armstrong and then J.J. Weatherholt. Now for Pete, there's no surprise that he's had success at this level. He was an 80-grade defender his entire life. But for J.J. Weatherholt, this season has been a little bit of a surprise. He leads Major League Baseball in outs above average. This all coming up through the minor leagues as a 50-grade defender. Now, at the end of last season, the coaching staff and the Cardinals really challenged JJ to improve his defense, and he did just that. He went to work, working on his backhand, his setup, his first step, and then after every single game, he works with first base coach Stubby Clapp, going over video every single defensive play that unfolded that day so he can learn something, and it has certainly paid dividends, Alex.
J.J. Weatherholt. He's leading off for the Cardinals here today, and here's the lineup for the St. Louis Cardinals. Weatherholt, Herrera, Burleson, 1, 2, 3. Walker, Nootbaar, Wynn, 4, 5, 6. Church, Fermin, and Torres, 7, 8, 9.
Well, making his 7th start in a Cubs uniform, you see Javier Assad. It's an important start for him. Every time it's important when you play the Cardinals, but understanding what he does. You see the numbers, strikeouts to walks. He limits the walks, but also the two-seam success is going to be very important for him moving forward. Be careful of that home run ball. 8 home runs versus left-handed hitters.
So Javier Assad against J.J. Weatherholt to start things off here at Wrigley Field this afternoon. Yesterday we had a little bit of the fog ball baseball rendition, and Mother Nature, as we said, starting to comply just a little bit.
Yeah, this is a perfect day, perfect ending to this series, and they are full force going into that All-Star break. It's an important game today.
J.J. Weatherholt homered in his first at-bat yesterday, and takes a first pitch strike here in his first at-bat today. We are underway at Wrigley Field. 82 games in his rookie campaign. Line drive, foul ball.
Well, Alex, I love that what Taylor talked about. This is a gym rat, and you think about what he has done since that first-round draft pick. There's been a lot of pressure on him. He has a calming nature about him and a want to be great, and that's what he has done in this first half.
Also apparently likes to hit against the Cubs.
It's interesting. The league has adjusted to him, and they try to throw that high fastball slider combination. You saw the slider right there. He'd like to stay off that as much as possible until 2 strikes.
0-2 from Assad. Jam shot to second. Nico makes the catch.
Well, Javier Assad really loves to throw his fastball. The two-seam success I told you about. He has 3 versions of his fastball. Throws his changeup, curveball mix, and also the sweeper just to give different looks. But when he goes down to it, he has traffic. He loves that two-seamer, likes to get the opposition on the ground.
That sinker for Assad. Now 93 miles per hour in his last appearance out of the bullpen. We saw more 95s and 96 from him.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think a sinker baller really doesn't want a lot of velocity, but he does it at the top rung when he needs it.
Fires a cutter for a strike.
Now there's the velocity on all of his pitches. It really becomes the differential that makes it hard for hitters.
And a 7-pitch arsenal. Ivan Herrera. Look at those numbers. The .397 on base percentage is what really pops off.
Now this top 4 in the order, Alex, is very important for the Cardinals. They've made some adjustments as they've gone along in the bottom part, but you can see the on base percentage for Herrera. He's been hit a lot of times, but he really knows how to construct an at bat.
Soto, Ohtani, and Herrera. Top 3. Called strike with a 95-mile-per-hour four-seamer. Hope he has appropriate padding.
He takes a lot in that shoulder area. You got to be careful of that, but he's built for it.
Fouls us into the seats. While the hit by pitches help the on-base percentage, it's a dubious honor to have.
Yes, it is.
Two. Came close there.
Yeah, for Assad, that sinker too. It has arm side run, but also sink at times when he gets on top of it. He gets a lot of swing and miss up there, and he just barely fouls that pitch off.
Chopper foul. Cardinals looking for their first series sweep at Wrigley Field since 2021. September 24th to September 27th. That was in a 4-game series.
Well, last year not very good at Wrigley Field, 1-5 record, but you understand how important this new version of Cardinals are. They have a blank slate, and that's the way they play the game. Ollie understands how important it is for them to take each individual game differently.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. A 9-pitch at bat, and Javier Assad wins that one with a strikeout.
Well, I think that inside fastball had a lot of influence on this swing and miss. The sweeper perfectly located by Assad. Good break, good depth, and getting Herrera for the first strikeout.
So 2 up, 2 down. Here's Alec Burleson. Takes a strike. Burleson drove in 4 in the series opener. His 63 runs batted in. Tied for second in the National League. He's tied with a teammate in Jordan Walker.
Yeah, he was at a point where he was really hot and looking like one of the all-star candidates as well.
Here are the RBI leaders. Luis Garcia Jr. from the Nationals, 64 runs batted in. And Andy Pages, Alec Burleson, Jordan Walker, each with 63 apiece.
Now Burley with the Silver Slugger last year came into this year just more confident. Takes some chances and more chances on the pull side when he's early in counts.
And it's a hitter's count for him right now. 3 balls, 1 strike. And a called strike.
Well, just taking in information for Burley. No one on. I don't mind that take. It's a borderline pitch going the Cubs' way.
Tapper foul. And earlier this series we saw some early challenges. Burleson would have had a case there on the 3-1. He didn't.
Yeah, I still think it's work in progress, Alex, with that situation where you're early in games and you're challenging pitches.
And another tough at bat. 9 pitches to Ivan Herrera.
Well,
got swinging. Yeah.
Sorry, Alex. You understand this pitch. The four-seamer has a little bit of cutting action early in this game. I don't know if that's intentional, but he likes that four-seamer into lefties.
Now the 8th pitch of this sequence. Assad fires. Hit to second, right at Nico. To first, and a 1-2-3 inning for Javier Assad. Pete Crow Armstrong will lead things off for the Cubs in the bottom of the first on a star-spangled. Nothing. Cardinals and the Cubs. Javier Assad 1-2-3 inning in the top of the first here at the bottom of the first. Cubs lineup: Pete Crow Armstrong, Alex Bregman, Seiya Suzuki 1-2-3, Carson Kelly, Michael Busch, Nico Horner 4-5-6, Ian Happ, Dansby Swanson, and Kevin Alcantara 7-8-9. Matthew Liberatore Pete Crow Armstrong, first pitch misses away, and here is Matthew Liberator's numbers.
Opening day starter for the St. Louis Cardinals, and he has struggled on the road until his last start in Atlanta. He's much improved. You see the numbers. Really has to have a different mix. Throwing the off speed in fastball counts, that's going to be important for him today.
Cue shot to third. For me, dives, throws from his backside, and he can't get PCA. Well, that was fun.
Off the end of the bat, you see that leg kick. It had a lot of spin. It took a right turn, and Fermin, you're not going to get PCA with the speed that he has. He just was lucky to glove that.
Pete reached base 4 times yesterday. A single, 2 walks, and a hit by pitch. Got 1-0.
You think about it, coming in and respecting his speed, but you off the end of the bat, you know it's going to have spin on it, but not that much. Easy infield single for PCA.
Pete this season, 21 stolen bases. Pedro Pajes caught him stealing yesterday. Ivan Herrera behind the dish today for St. Louis.
Well, Alex, with that being said, Ivan Herrera has done a really good job behind the plate, framing, being able to block balls, but he has struggled with the run game. I think the Cubs are going to take exception to that and try to run as much times as they can.
Just missed.
There's the numbers for Matthew Liberator. 18th start today, and he has taken the ball. He's had to adjust on the road. Strikeouts to walks, and he can rack up some strikeouts. 9 his last start against Atlanta.
Swing and a miss. His season high is 10.
Yeah, and that last pitch, Alex, is very important. The changeup and his arm speed on that changeup is going to be really try to negate that aggressiveness from the Cubs. Got to throw strikes to this Cubs offense, as you know.
2-2. For that, throw back to first. I don't think the crowd likes it. Wonder why. Second disengagement for Liberator. Bregman just gets a piece of the slider. We talked to Saad's 7-pitch mix. Matthew Liberator also with a 7-pitch mix.
Yeah, and I think the more you throw, the percentages start realizing that you have to guess more than you'd like.
Pete's off. The ball throw down to second. It's not in time. It's in shallow center field. Pete stays at second. Stolen base number 22.
Yeah, first movement and had a really good jump. I think Herrera should have kept this in his pocket. Now, that being said, watch J.J. Weatherholt holds the tag down, thinking that PCA, he still had that ball in his glove. I think he could have advanced there.
So Pete saved. There was a challenge, and the call was confirmed. Line drive, right center field, and it splits the gap. Pete Crow Armstrong rounds third and scores. Bregman to second, head first dive, an RBI double for Alex Bregman, and it's 1-0 Cubs.
Well, Alex, they really need Alex Bregman to get hot, and hot at the right time. This is cement mixer slider up and away, easy to adjust to, but he just puts this off the end of the bat and dumps it into center. That being said, hustle double for Bregman.
For Alex Bregman, RBI number 32. And the Cubs have their first lead of the series.
Pitch was called a ball. The catch was counted. Call's overturned. St. Louis has one challenge.
Well, aggressive challenge there, because if you lose that one, you lose them for the rest of the game. Herrera has been good at that, the ABS challenges.
Swing and a miss. Called strike. And Suzuki is down looking.
We saw the slider to Bregman. That was up too, but it was out over the plate. This one hits the top rung. Suzuki didn't like that call.
He could have challenged. He's probably glad he didn't. Just misses. Carson Kelly, 64 games this season, former St. Louis Cardinal. Lots of links between the Cubs and the Cardinals. Even in this game, Cardinals have Nelson Velasquez, who was drafted by the Cubs.
Emotional day for everyone here. Whether you're a first timer or you've played for both teams, this is special.
Called strike. Mark, you've been on one side of this with the Cardinals, but always appreciate the atmosphere at Wrigley Field.
Yeah, my first game in the big leagues was against the Cardinals at Old Bush. But yeah, this is extra special. It has different energy, and you understand as a player immediately.
Not many rivalries quite like this. Regular season game number 2,532 between the two teams.
Oh yeah.
(3-1). Carson Kelly walks.
Look at that StatCast powered by Google Cloud. We look at the repertoire of Matthew Liberatore. He loves his fastball, but he has to throw it less because the secondary has been improved. You've seen the changeup today, 320 batting average against. That has to be thrown different times, and he has the versions of his fastball that he likes.
Called strike. Michael Busch, 29 games in his career against the Cardinals. He's hit 11 homers. And this season, in total in 88 games, he's hit 11 homers. Oh. They're shutting down to first.
Yeah, I wonder if this hit the knob of the bat, because just his reaction, you were looking at his body language. He'll take a look at this. That's that two-seamer that comes in, and oh yeah, gets him right on that protective pad on that right hand.
So now a precarious spot for Matthew Liberatore. Cubs up 1-0. Cubs have the bases loaded, and 2 outs from one of the best hitters with runners in scoring position last season, Nico Hoerner.
Well, what I love about these Cubs hitters is they keep you in the strike zone. That is what they're going to do. They're looking for a specific pitch early in counts.
Liberatore fires. A called strike.
Well, to challenge that, Matthew Liberatore is going to have to land different versions of his secondary pitches.
Packed house at Wrigley Field. Cubs looking to salvage this series. Lost the first 2 games, leading 1-0 in this one. Line drive right field. Walker moves a step, makes the catch. Fires in, throw home. Little bit late. It's a sacrifice fly. RBI number 37 for Nico. And it's 2-0 Cubs.
Now Jordan Walker has 7 assists on the year. He possesses a very strong arm and he's accurate. This one is over the head of the cutoffs. Scores the run, but also does some damage where the Cubs get in scoring position with both of the other runners. Good base running by the Cubs.
So 2-0 lead for the Cubs. Swing and a miss by Happ. Cubs scored 1 combined run in the first 2 games this series. They have 2 runs so far in the first inning today. Mark, baseball's a funny game. This was a Cubs team who on Wednesday broke out for 23 runs and 8 homers.
Yeah, and I'll say this, Alex, they had an off day right after that, and that couldn't have come at a worse time, in my opinion. Those are times when you want to get on the field again.
And Ian Happ gets hit by a pitch. Inning continues. Back to bases loaded for the Cubs.
Now it's a curveball and gets that back toe area, as you can see. Ian Happ just advancing to first base. Hasn't been a clean inning for Matthew Liberatore, and his secondary has been a mixed bag, to say the least.
Now brings up one of the hottest hitters in baseball, Dansby Swanson. Had a 2-homer game on Tuesday and a 3-homer game on Wednesday.
You knew it was coming. That month of May that he had was not very good, but also it's the way the law of averages go in this game of baseball. And they need Dansby Swanson, especially the production, the bottom part of the order.
Ground ball to third. Fermin Fields to second. And it gets the force out to end the bottom of the first. Cubs score a pair. They take their first lead of the series. Cubs 2, Cardinals nothing here from Wrigley Field.
Into the batter's box. Jordan having the best year of his major league career, and we're getting to see that talent on full display. This is a guy who his entire life has had super high expectations because of the talent level. You ask his dad Derek when he knew something was special. Take a look at this video. Jordan was 6 here. T-ball, coach pitch, and sends this one out for a grand slam. But look at how far it travels. It was way into the parking lot. In fact, the baseball ended up hitting his grandmother's car. So that's a moment they all talk about. Okay, I think this kid's got something a little different. So the expectations certainly high, rightfully so. If I saw my kid do that, Alex, I might think the same thing.
Looks like a scene out of The Sandlot.
It sure does. Those are the days. Did we have any launch angle on this one? But if you look at Jordan Walker, to me, it becomes how he has stayed in the strike zone more. He has made some mechanical changes, Alex, but you also understand that slider down and away was his kryptonite last year. He has taken that more times. He got into good hitters counts.
Draws a walk here. So Jordan Walker, leadoff walk in the second, and continues the growth to strike approach at the plate and working that into a walk.
Yeah, and he needs to be more patient, and that's what he has done with staying in the strike zone more. I think the consistency part has been really surprising for him, but he's maintained his work ethic in the cages and knowing what he's doing for batting practice.
Pop-up fouling out of play. With Jordan Walker, there's one thing that people have to remember. Still just 24 years old.
Yeah, he's the same age as J.J. Weatherholt, who came out of West Virginia. Yeah, this young Cardinals team.
Assad steps off, throws to second, and gets Jordan Walker. Jordan Walker, who leads the Cardinals in stolen bases. Team that doesn't steal much gets picked off there.
Yeah, Alex, they don't run the bases a lot, but they have a lot of tells. They have very intelligent coaching staff. Just going a little bit too early there for Jordan Walker. Frustrating because they're down 2-0.
Leadoff walk negated. Good curveball from Assad. Lars Nootbaar, 25th game played. Was hurt to start the season, but now the outfield for the Cardinals really a position of strength.
Yeah, it really is, and they have good versatility out in the outfield.
Hit in the air left field, twisting foul, and it goes into the seats.
Yeah, and for Lars Nootbaar coming back to this organization, he's really been infused with energy from the younger Cardinals. And I say that Nootbaar is still young in baseball, but he's energized and he loves the way this group competes.
'26 St. Louis Cardinals, they're an easy team to watch. High effort, they catch the ball. Flare left field, Hat makes the catch.
Javier Assad has done a nice job mixing his pitches early in this game. Getting to see these Cardinal hitters, even in the first plate appearances, they're guessing a lot.
Mason Wynn, 5 for 5, gets Javier Assad all time. Any certain pitchers that you remember going up against, like, yeah, I got you?
I didn't have as many at bats to say I got you. I just had to compete as much as possible.
That was an easy answer.
I was lucky to get that one at bat. Pinch hitting off the bench going against closers. Typically, you're not going to be too successful with that, Alex.
Mason Wynn swinging the bat well over his last 16 games. He homered on Friday here. It's really interesting. We talk about the youth of the Cardinals. We talk about J.J. Weatherholt. We talk about Jordan Walker. They got a pretty good young shortstop in Mason Wynn as well.
Gold Glover last year, and he really mans that position very well. Still evolving as a hitter. He's very good going the opposite way.
Ground ball up the middle, and Mason Wynn, a 2-out single here in the second. Talk about Mason Wynn, Walker, Weatherholt, the youth. Youngest rosters by average age this season. Cardinals are second in baseball. They are 6 days older as a team than the Washington Nationals.
Yeah, and Alex, Ollie understands they use that to their advantage. They wipe it clean. If they have an ugly game, which you're going to have in baseball when you play 162, they compete as best they can. Still learning on the fly, understanding that they collectively their better version instead of individually, and that's a trait for this team that I love.
It's kind of an ignorance is bliss mentality. Nathan Church homered on Friday, drove in 3. It's sharply past the second baseman Horner and into right center field. First to third goes Wynn, and a 2-out rally here for the Cardinals in the second against Javier Assad.
Well, it's a fastball, and you see Nathan Church getting on it, driving it past Nico Horner. These Cardinals run the bases very, very well. That ball is into center field, and you know PCA has a good arm, but going to first and third for this offense, and with 2 outs, they feel very comfortable in their offensive approach.
How big does the pickoff of Jordan Walker look now?
Oh yeah.
Called strike.
Again, the four-seamer on that glove side. He's had very good success locating that pitch today early in this game.
This with the cutter away. Well, we've seen him throw outside to right-handed hitters a bunch with that four-seamer. Then occasionally we'll try to backdoor two-seamer and a sinker. It's like death of the two-seamer, but it's really a sinker.
Yeah, and you got to pick your spot until you get to 2 strikes. Maybe cut the plate in half.
Javier Assad, career runners in scoring position. There's a runner on third now, and in these spots, opponents hitting 169 against Assad, and this season a little bit higher, but still low, 216.
That's a compete factor. I love that.
A four-seamer for Assad at 96.
Yeah, he has shown different velocities with his fastball. Cutter, two-seamer. That was the best fastball velocity-wise.
Assad fires. This is with a sweeper. Vereen steps out of the box. Church at first. Be off on the pitch. Assad, payoff. This is low ball 4. So bags full for the Cardinals. Brings out pitching coach Tommy Hotovy before Brian Torres steps to the plate.
Yeah, really good break here for Assad.
Remember, Assad, his last outing was out of the bullpen for the Cubs. That was on June 30th against the Padres. His previous 3 outings were starts, and that whole circuit started when he came in against the Giants after Jamison Tyone was taken out with an injury back on June 7th. And out of the bullpen, Assad 6 1/3 innings, 1 hit, no runs.
Yeah, he has versatility, which is really nice to see. In this situation here, you got to be careful of Torres. It's a bench player, left-handed bat that likes the first pitch. Had a pinch hit home run in Atlanta for his 4th home run.
A great story for the Cardinals. Torres takes the ball. More than a decade in pro ball before reaching the big leagues. Hold up.
You see the pitches from Javier Assad. This inning, he has been spraying the ball just a little bit, trying to work his arsenal.
So now 3-0.
Now, to me, this is an easy take for Torres. Again, this Cardinal offense has been very good with 2 outs. They don't give in.
So called strike at 3-0.
Yeah, and that's an easy take, but I thought it was a borderline pitch.
(3-1). Hit in the air, shallow center. Dansby Swanson out. Swanson makes the catch, and Javier Assad gets out of the 2nd inning, the 3rd inning, unscathed. 2-0 Cubs. It's Star Spangled Sunday here on Peacock, presented by Ford. Second inning, Cubs taking on the Cardinals. And we're here inside the broadcast booth at Wrigley Field. Alex Cohen, Mark Sweeney here. Mark, just a big sequence, bases loaded, Brian Torres up to end the top of the 2nd inning.
Yeah, it was important for Javier Assad to be able to challenge. It got to 3-0 count. It looked like an easy take, a borderline pitch, got him to 3-1. And it was important for him because Torres gets aggressive, and it's a pop-up for the Cubs. Very important to get out of that inning. He struggled with a lot of pitches, and it was taxing, but a very good executed fastball there.
Strands a trio. Alcantara swings and misses. Kevin Alcantara, 15 games in the big leagues this season, 13 at bats, 3 hits, 17 home runs at AAA this year. Check swing, didn't go. Cubs scored a pair in the first, RBI double Alex Bregman, and a sac fly by Nico Horner. Swing and a miss. Alcantara down on strikes and 1 up 1 down for Matthew Liberatore in the second.
Well, a lot of pitches in the first inning, so he's going to have to be economical. This is very important for him. Down and in slider to get swing and miss.
Talk about that pitch efficiency, Mark. 26 pitches in the first inning for Liberatore. Pete Crow Armstrong on base 4 times yesterday. Leadoff single, run scored in the first inning today. And he gets hit for the second time in as many games. Oh boy.
Well, what magnifies this is the hit by pitch by Michael Busch. The same pitch. A 2-seam fastball trying to throw into lefties. See what this catches PCA. It's the second night he's been hit. Right on that left forearm. Now I understand you got to pitch in, but also the frustration part is it's right around that hand area, wrist area. That'll frustrate anybody.
Pete got hit on the lower half yesterday. Stayed in the game, in the lineup today. But Matthew Liberatore just hit his 3rd batter in the first inning plus. Cubs are 9 games over 500 this season, and Pete Crow Armstrong is the biggest reason why.
Yeah, he sure is, and you know if he can stay in this ball game, he's going to do it. One of the toughest players in the game. A lot of value to posting every single day, and PCA does just that.
As Cubs athletic trainer Nick Frangella, manager Craig Counsell, talking to Pete Crow Armstrong. Pete Crow Armstrong staying in the game, crowd loves it. And that's because Pete Crow, awesome. He's been incredible since May 30th, which is, remember, Pete Crow Armstrong gets it into tarps off at Busch Stadium. He's been first, and third in 4 major categories offensively in baseball.
Yeah, and we touched on it in our open of what he has changed. I think the patience is really one of those things, but also he's always going to have aggressiveness.
And he's off. Throw down to second. It's not in time. Second stolen base repeat today. And that'll make the arm feel a little bit better.
Well, this is part frustration, part aggressiveness, and you see that he's got to tell. He's got really good timing off Matthew Liberatore, especially lefty, where you're going on first move.
Called strike. So remember, in Pete's first at bat, a single, a stolen base. It scored on an RBI double by Bregman. This at bat, Pete hit by a pitch, steals second. And a 1-1 count to Bregman.
Well, for Bregman, that RBI double came with a elevated slider. He's looking out over the plate, trying to use the big part of the field in this situation.
Tapper foul. Loudest cheer we've heard today is when Pete Crow Armstrong went to first. Pop up, first base side, Burleson makes the catch. So 2 outs in the second. Seiya Suzuki earlier this week hit his 100th big league homer, the 4th Japanese player to do that in the big leagues. Called strike. So Seiya Suzuki, he joined Shohei Ohtani, Hideki Matsui, and Ichiro Suzuki. 100 career MLB home runs from Japanese-born players.
I don't think he's going to chase down Shohei very easily.
Another pop-up towards first. Burleson makes the catch. And it's a scoreless frame for Matthew Liberatore. 2-0 Cubs to the third.
Early, what do you make of the command you've seen?
Yeah, he doesn't have it right now, but he was able to make some pitches there on Bregman and Suzuki in order to get out of that inning. Hopefully he can settle in and give us a better outing moving forward.
JJ Weatherholt has been your most valuable player as far as wins above replacement. Considering that he's just a rookie, what impresses you the most about him?
Just the steadiness of his just personality, how he shows up every day, the work he puts in. He's even keel no matter if it's going well or not. You can't tell. And for his age, that's really difficult to do, so it's pretty impressive.
Thank you. Alex?
JJ Weatherholt drawing rave reviews from his skipper. And he leads off to start the top of the third inning. Pop-up foul ball. Out of play. JJ Weatherholt, rookie leaders this season, wins above replacement. He's #1 over Tigers All-Star Kevin McGonigal. There's Parker Messick, the pitcher for the Cleveland Guardians.
Well, Alex, there's been so many times where he's had a 2-strike count early and a pitcher's count, and he'll work it full. Gets a lot of information and takes a lot of borderline pitches.
Hit in the air, left field, twisting foul, and in the seats.
They're always looking for a progression for young hitters, and I think the big thing is he was on the pull side early, trying to just show a little bit of power, being able to be on the pull side. His comfort zone is going on the backside, going to the opposite way. He has done that more.
Takes a ball there, the first swing of his day yesterday against Shota Imanaga. It's a home run into the left field bleachers.
Yeah, and he has surprising power to left center as well.
Puts it on the ground hard to second. Nico to first, retires Weatherholt. Assad stranded, the bases loaded in the second. 1 up, 1 down in the third. And you look at the pitch count here for Assad, about to throw his 55th pitch. 2 1/3 innings. Called strike. Assad pitched out of the bullpen his last outing. Right around this pitch total. Another called strike.
A good sequence there. The 4-seamer at the previous pitch, and then the 2-seamer running back in for a strike. A little more aggression this half of an inning.
A well-placed sinker at 0-2, but Herrera keeps the bat on the shoulders.
Yeah, talking about nibbling outside. Carson Kelly loved that pitch, the location and where it was. Possibly setting up that sweeper.
Tried the backdoor sinker there. Swing and a miss, strike three. 95 from Javier Assad. Strikes out Ivan Herrera.
Yeah, really good sequence by Assad. Had the borderline pitch, go to 1-2, and then he reaches back for a little extra. See Herrera's barrel underneath that 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
Fastball playing up this afternoon for Assad. Burleson taps a changeup foul. And when you look at Assad, he has 7 pitches. The sinker is a legitimate pitch. But the other pitches don't stand out to you from a metric standpoint. He's just a gamer. He knows how to throw him. He knows how to show him. He knows how to get guys out.
Yeah, and I think he has a lot of confidence in his abilities. He doesn't get a lot of swing and miss. And when he does, it's because of his execution.
Check swing. Yes, he did.
This is his best swing and miss when he pitches at the top of the zone. It's that spin rate that a lot of people talk about at the top. It challenges these hitters.
So it's a pitch clock violation for Javier Assad. One, 0. Can't do that. High fly ball, shallow right. Suzuki makes the catch. And Javier Assad, a calm top half of the 3rd inning. Cubs lead in this one 2-0.
PCA stayed in the game, but how closely will you have to monitor that wrist?
Yeah, I think it caught a lot of like the belly of the forearm, so I think we avoided anything serious. He's going to have a bruise there, and he's going to be sore as the game goes, so we'll keep watching it.
Javier Assad loads the bases in the 2nd, but a quick 1-2-3 in the 3rd. What have you seen from him early?
Yeah, I mean, he just lost command there for a couple hitters in the 2nd, but a really good 3rd inning, so we're doing good.
Thank you, Craig. Alex?
A positive update on Pete Crow Armstrong. Hit the belly of the forearm. Not sure if I've ever heard that.
Well, it's not going to feel good. I know that. It tightens up in that area, but you're lucky it doesn't get that bone area. Listen, PCA knows he's so important for this offense and for him to stay in the ball game.
So 0-2 pitch to Carson Kelly. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
You know what you'll see for Matthew Liberatore, he'll start getting in a better rhythm. You start looking at he's landing those secondaries, but also getting into pitchers' counts, and he can go to that slider.
Ran into a lot of traffic in the 1st. Hit Pete Crow Armstrong in the 2nd. Bush hits it well, left field. Nootbaar back shy of the track, makes the catch. So 2 up, 2 down. The ultimate goal of a MLB fan, seeing it all. The MLB Journey to 30 sweepstakes presented by T-Mobile is the ultimate bucket list. Enter now for a chance to win trips to all 30 ballparks. Yes, all 30. MLB.com/journey to 30 sweeps. Nico Horner first at bat, sacrifice fly. Brought in the 2nd of 2 Cubs runs in the 1st. Liberatore delivers. Hit in the air, left field, playable. Nootbaar makes the catch. And a quick 1-2-3 inning in the 3rd for Matthew Liberatore. We're through 3 from Wrigley. It's 2-0 Cubs. Javier Assad on the mound for his 4th inning of work, and Javier Assad, he made his big league debut against the St. Louis Cardinals. You have to go back to 2022 when he strikes out Albert Pujols there looking.
Well, that's got to feel good, and checking a box. Striking out Albert Pujols. He'll grow up in the game faster that way.
Back in August of 2022, date that he'll remember for a long time, probably forever. You remember your big league debut?
I do, and it was interesting because when I got called up, I went into the manager's office. He said, "You're going to play all 3 games against the Cubs. You're going to start."
Go
I
get
got a
it.
little nervous there. I just thought I was there to watch and get a better seat.
So called strike. And that was at Busch Stadium.
Yeah, it was, and against the Cubs, and the Cardinals were out of it then, but it's still 50,000 strong in Old Busch. Well, to me, this is the best version of Jordan Walker. Very close with the check swing, but he's staying off that pitch, which is very important.
Popped up right side, foul it out of play. Jordan Walker, 2026 National League All-Star. And take a look at his 2026 season in comparison to 2024 and 2025 combined. More RBI, more homers, so slugging percentage about 200 points higher.
Brant Brown, the hitting coach, and also 2 other hitting coaches on that side have a lot of impact on getting him right with his work ethic and what he has done to prepare for games.
Line foul just below us. We talked to Jordan Walker today. It was my first time seeing him, and I couldn't get over the fact how massive he is.
You get small quickly when you walk in front of Jordan Walker.
Foul ball right side, out of play.
It's interesting, Alex. At this level, you see more guys that are still developing, and you know it. There's things that you have to do, you get better at, you understand there's a ceiling that you talk about, a floor. Jordan Walker really starting his.
In the air, left center field, Happ into the gap. Same with PCA, who makes the catch. Walker retired, one away. Illuminations, Minions, and Monsters is the genius and totally true story about 2 minions who set out to make a movie and unwittingly unleash monsters onto the world. See Minions and Monsters only in theaters now. Ground ball to second. Nico to first. 2 outs.
You heard the Cubs manager Craig Counsell talk about Javier Assad and a very efficient last inning, top of the 3rd, but he's settling in nicely now.
Assad had a 1-2-3 first, a rocky 2nd inning, which he got out of unscathed, a 1-2-3 third, and then 2 up, 2 down in the 4th. Wynn takes a strike. Javier Assad, for the majority of the season, has been really good. 2 bad outings, 1 at Philadelphia, 1 at the Dodgers. But aside from that, a 2.20 ERA.
Well, those are 2 potent offenses that you know what? He's probably not alone giving up those numbers, but this is a guy that really has good stuff. He has the aggressiveness, doesn't get a lot of swing and miss, but he knows how to execute pitches. He's done a good job going side to side, east west today.
Assad fires. In the air, left field and deep. Ian Happ goes back at the warning track, and he makes the catch. A long 3rd out of the 4th inning, but a 1-2-3 frame for Assad. It's 2-0 Cubs. Bottom of the 4th inning. Matthew Liberatore So Ian Happ, Dansby Swanson, and Kevin Alcantara at least to start things off. Tap foul by Happ. What have you seen different with Liberator from the first inning where he hit 2, gave up 2 runs, to the second and the third and now the fourth where he's been scoreless since?
Yeah, we've heard that he's trying to change his mix, and that being said, sometimes you'll be erratic with the fastball. Try to hone in on your secondary.
Nice stop by Jose Fermin. Sidearm throw to first, and it gets Happ.
But you look at Matthew Liberatore, and he has to be able to utilize his changeup, being able to throw the slider at times. It's going to be important for him to get in a rhythm. When he gets in a rhythm, he picks up the pace a little bit. I think that's really good. He and Ivan Herrera have a nice pairing together, and I think it shows when he gets in rhythm.
So we saw a lot of scoring in the bottom of the first inning, but no scoring since. This is a Cubs team that had 8 home runs just on Wednesday alone. And this series, they have not hit a home run yet.
Yeah, and you worried about Dansby Swanson in that first at bat when he had bases loaded.
Dansby hit a ball yesterday, which was just a deep fly out to left. If he hit that on Wednesday, that might be halfway up the bleachers. And nearly gets hit. Liberator hit 3 batters in the first 2 innings. To 1. Inside. We talked about the 8 home runs for the Cubs on Wednesday. Here's 3 for Dansby Swanson, his first ever 3 home run game in his big league career.
Yeah, this was after a series against the New York Mets, and even off a position player is the last home run. But Dansby Swanson has been hot.
Dansby thought it was ball 4, and Kevin Alcantara retrieves the bat for him. Looks like a strike.
Yeah, backdoor slider. See how Herrera swipes that on the inside part of the plate. Just catches the corner. We'll have a little bit of conversation.
Three-2. Line drive left field. Dansby Swanson a single. And with that, let's send it down to Taylor McGregor.
Well, Sweeney was talking about it. The last home run that Dansby hit this week was from a position player. And my favorite comment he made is he has never had a hit off a position player. So one of his buddies back home pitches in a adult softball league and had texted him the last time he had faced a position player like, hey man, if you need tips, I'm here to help. So send him some tips, and it worked. You know, sometimes things just work out like that, Sweeney.
Yeah, Taylor, I love that too. Go into softball mode. Go with the high leg kick. Do something different against a position player, because it's one of those awkward at bats that you have.
I'm not going to diminish a 3-homer game, but he had a previous at bat earlier that day against a position player in the 7th inning, and he was about a foot away from hitting a home run. So it was almost 4. Grounder to third, throw to second for 1, over to first, and it's a double play. Inning ending, 5-4-3 twin killing. Nice job, Matthew Liberator. It's 2-0 Cubs. Every game, 1 home action continues on NBC Peacock and NBCSN. What a weekend. Alex Cole, Mark Sweeney, Taylor McGregor. We had fog and we had fireworks here yesterday, and to cap off the weekend here at Wrigley today, Cardinals looking for a series sweep. Cubs looking to salvage the series with a win today.
Yeah, Alex, it's like, what's next?
Don't say that too loud. 1-1. Called strike.
Well, he's presented all of his fastballs, that four-seamer, also the two-seamer, which is his preference, and then the backdoor cutter there to get to 2 strikes.
Javier Assad at 75 pitches will bring some action in the Cubs bullpen. Broken bat right to Assad. Underhands the first, 1 out. We talked about Fogby. Flashback to December 31st, 1988, the infamous fog ball between the Bears and the Eagles at Soldier Field. Because visibility was so poor, both teams are forced to use running plays primarily. Last night, Fogg paused the game here at Wrigley Field 15 minutes after the umpires deemed the conditions not playable. That looked fun. What up? What a blast. December 31st, 1988, Fog Bowl, Eagles against the Bears. Couldn't see the ball then, can't even see the ball in that picture. So 1988 means 2026.
I thought the interesting shot is when the Cardinals are out on the field and you can't see the strike zone.
Well, that's what J.J. Weatherholt said. I can't see the ball.
A little dangerous. They got lucky. They got a ground ball to Mason Wynn, the Gold Glover, to end the inning.
Hit to third. Bregman backs up field, throws across the diamond, and it gets Jose Fermin. And one more thing on last night. There's a 15-minute delay due to the fog, and during those 15 minutes here at Wrigley Field, quite a rendition between Cubs, Cardinals fans alike of Country Roads. I mean, they were belting it out.
Got to have that with the soccer in mind. It's been sweeping the nation. An exciting game Monday night.
It felt like July 4th. So Javier Assad out of the game after 80 pitches, 4 2/3 scoreless, and he gets a round of applause from the Wrigley faithful. Pitching change, 2 outs, top 5. It is 2-0 Cubs here at Wrigley. No decision, but he throws 4 scoreless. Job well done for Assad. And here's Ryan Rollison, who pitched yesterday through 16 pitches.
Yeah, and this is a talented left-handed arm. They're going to need him probably just to navigate through this left-handed lane for the Cardinals.
Cubs go lefty-lefty here. First pitch, and it's a ball.
A borderline pitch. See that sweeper just off the plate.
A tough angle for a left-handed hitter. High fly ball, shallow center. Swanson backs up, makes the catch on the outfield grass, and it ends the top of the 5th. Cubs 2, Cardinals nothing here in Chicago.
Strong, 2 of the most exciting young players in the game today. Cubs lead 2-0 as we go to the bottom of the 5th. So we're seeing them produce at this level, but their relationship and their talent dates back to when they were coming up in the Team USA system. Go back to 2014. They were teammates for the first time in 12U. Here is a look at them. So you see Pete in the middle, Mason on the right, and then the guy on the left is Paul Skeens. So just think about having that level of talent on a team when they were just 12 years old. But I caught up with Mason Wynn about this, and he said, I remember actually Pete and I didn't like each other at first because those 2 guys were kind of leading the charge. They were both two-way players. He said it was kind of me and him as the best players on the team, and we were so competitive that we wanted to battle it out and prove we were number 1. But eventually, as time went on, that sort of hatred turned more into respect as they were teammates and have spent a lot of time together throughout the years. That was just the beginning of their relationship, and obviously now they're proving it at the major league level.
Pete lines out to right. And I've talked to Pete about this team and that lineup. He said our best lineup was when Mason Wynn was pitching, Paul Skeens was catching, and when I was playing center field.
Yeah, and Mason Wynn's preference, if he had something to do about it, is he'd be on the mound. He loved pitching, but for Taylor's point, that's when you're just evolving as a player. You understand too, the NL Central is represented in that USA team. That was extra special times.
This is away. I couldn't even imagine facing a 12U team with them. And all the other talent that they had.
Yeah, Paul Skeens was a catcher back then. Now you don't even come close to thinking about him as a catcher.
Here's a look at Mason Wynn. Two one. In the air, right field. Walker goes back, spins around at the track, makes the catch.
Hosting friends for the next game? Just tell Siri, add hot dogs to my grocery list.
So 2 up, 2 down in the 5th. And Matthew Liberatore, after a rocky first inning, the fact that he's gone 4 2/3 in this game really helps the Cardinals. Like, Mark, we watched the first inning, and I was not expecting for Liberatore to be pitching into the 5th.
Yeah, and we also know, too, it's a lot of it's rhythm. We saw it from both sides today. But Matthew Liberatore understands he has to get into that rhythm a little bit earlier. Now pitches by inning, you see the taxing first, and then all of a sudden he starts getting economical. This is the growth of these young Cardinal pitchers.
Ties up Say with a slider. Suzuki today struck out looking on a slider in the first. And he popped out in the second.
Yeah, always got to honor his power.
Look out.
And Alex, you don't want to you don't want to hit hitters. I mean, sometimes it's out of mistake and you're trying to rip a certain two-seamer, but the command has been much better. I'm okay with making it uncomfortable for hitters because that gets in your mind.
And the sequencing there between going in with a back foot slider and then going out with a pitch.
Because you want to move their feet, and it's not done as much anymore. They're trying to execute their certain pitches with their pitch grips, being able to rip the sliders differently.
Tapper foul. I mean, it's interesting. Pitchers have better stuff, throw harder than ever before, and they throw inside less than ever before.
Yeah, and I also think they have more pitches too. You're exactly right. They don't throw in much, and really there's danger to it because you're upper 90s. You're always talking about how the velocity has changed in the game. They're throwing more breaking balls more than ever.
Three-two. Line drive center field. Church and Walker converge. Walker makes the catch. So another 1-2-3 inning for Matthew Liberatore. J.J. Weatherholt up to start the inning as the Cardinals look to get on the board here in Chicago. Wrigley Field. Cubs scored 2 runs in the first, and that's been all the scoring thus far this afternoon. Cubs have gone into their bullpen. Ryan Rollison's second inning of work. And J.J. Weatherholt takes it inside. Weatherholt takes it low. J.J. Weatherholt, front runner for Rookie of the Year, also a headliner in that 2024 MLB draft class. Look at this list. Chase Burns, All-Star. Nick Kurtz, All-Star. Connor Griffin, the face of the Pirates for the future. And Mark Sweeney, you look at that 2024 draft, we'll be talking about that 5-10 years down the road as a generational draft.
Oh, I agree with that, especially. And you think about Taylor's with the NL Central. Well, the NL Central is represented there with that list. Now, Connor Griffin has been fun to watch, but you look at J.J. Weatherholt, Jack Caglione has made some nice changes. Nick Kurtz is arguably one of the best guys evolving in the game.
And Travis Bazzana having a really nice year with the Cleveland Guardians as the #1 pick from Australia.
Baseball's in good hands with this young talent.
As I said before, the future turning into the present and quicker than anticipated. Slice foul. J.J. Weatherholt at second base. Unfortunately, an all-star snub for all intents and purposes, although second base in the National League. Whew. Really tough position. Weatherholt line drive center field, falls in front of Pete Crow Armstrong, and J.J. Weatherholt with a leadoff single. And again, Weatherholt, you could make the case that he could have, should have been an all-star. You look at wins above replacement for primary second baseman this season, and in the National League he's first overall, but that is an 8-person list deep of all-star caliber players at the second base position. Arias got in, Ozzie Albies got in, but Brandon Lau was 20 home runs for the Pirates. He gets snubbed. Xavier Edwards gets snubbed. J.J. Weatherholt gets snubbed. Bryce Turang's had a great year with Milwaukee. He's been snubbed. I mean, it's a stacked position.
Yeah, Alex, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I mean, you can't go wrong with any of that group.
But when a rookie is #1 in WAR and arguably the best defensive player in the league.
And what's good for the game, too. I think J.J. Weatherholt would be a nice add. And I hold my reservations for the snubs, too, because you never know who's going to be playing in the game.
Like if we have this conversation a week from now, it could be different.
It could be different. And listen, the greatest thing about J.J. Weatherholt, he goes out and doesn't worry about that stuff. It'll take care of itself. And when you hear him talk, it really resonates that this is a guy that's way above his years. Just shows up and plays.
Line drive foul ball, Ivan Herrera. And he is going to be a fixture in the Cardinals lineup for a long, long time. Ryan Rollison to Ivan Herrera. The 1-2 pitch. Another foul ball.
Yeah, he's in that good mode, and he's just missing pitches, but he's trying to stay on that fastball, take that the other way, but still honor that slider down and in. See that cutting action of the fastball, just gets in on the barrel. Good pitch by Rollison.
This is low with the curveball. Rollison, former first rounder by the Colorado Rockies back in 2018. First year in the Cubs system. Started the year at AAA Iowa. Line drive foul ball. And he has the arsenal of a starter. He was a starter in the Rockies organization. And you saw his last 3 pitches: fastball, slider, curveball.
Yeah, that's the repertoire that you want, and coming out of the pen. Throwing strikes, making it uncomfortable, getting in those left-handed lanes. Get by Herrera and you get to Alec Burleson, who has struggled against left-handers. I think they'd probably go to the bullpen there. Just navigating this situation with the lefty on deck.
2-2. And he tipped it into the glove of Carson Kelly.
Four-seam fastball, and he really tried to hold up, and he just nicks it into Carson Kelly's mitt. little frustrating, especially working that long at bat.
Burleson just gets a piece. I like how Herrera looked back at Brock Ballard, the home plate umpire. Did I tip it? Yeah, you tipped it. I tipped it. Oh, well. Burleson 0 for 2 today. He drove in 4 in the Cardinals' 17-1 victory on Friday. Tapper foul. You talked about how good the Cardinals' offense is with 2 outs. They scored 13 2-out runs on Friday. 13.
Yeah, and it's a version of themselves that it's, you know, whether it's been luck at times, but also it's been a badge of honor to be able to take those tough at bats. Obviously, you don't want to get 2 strikes when you're in this league.
Hit into right field, and Burleson with a single against the lefty. Burleson an OPS in the 5s against left-handed pitching over his career, and he gets a base knock there.
Well, Alec Burleson, when he's good, hits from his nose to toes. He just knows how to construct an at-bat. Left on left, and he's heard a lot about how he's struggled. It doesn't matter. This guy knows how to hit.
So Weatherholt at second, Burleson at first, and with Jordan Walker coming up, Ryan Rollison out of the game in favor of Tyler Ferguson. Pitching change here from Wrigley Field at the top of the 6th. From official jerseys and memorabilia to hats and hoodies, we've got the season covered. Scan the QR code or visit MLBshop.com, the official source for your favorite team gear. Got a lot of team gear on display today. Although I think I saw a Cincinnati Bengals jersey as part of that.
What are they doing
That
here?
threw off my level a little bit. Big spot for Tyler Ferguson against Jordan Walker. Lifts that foul out of play.
Now for Ferguson, you see the numbers. It's a guy that loves his sweeper, 2-seamer, 4-seamer, but also that sweeper. Has a changeup, but doesn't throw it enough to sit on it.
That is hammered. Deep left field, Jordan Walker into the bleachers. Home run number 20 for Jordan Walker here in 2026. One big swing for the Cardinals, and they have their first lead of the game. It's 3-2.
Well, Alex, he got the great news yesterday. He's going to be going to his first All-Star game. That had to take a lot of pressure off the big right fielder. Saw his career numbers and what he has done this year, but he continues to come up big in big situations. That was a sweeper. We talked about the 2 pitches he had. He missed the fastball in the first pitch and then gets a hanging slider.
Called strike.
Again, you go back to J.J. Weatherholt, 2 strikes, just dumping one in, just adding to it, left on left, and then you get the big blast.
Topper to the pitcher. Ferguson touches first. And that's the second out, but Jordan Walker, that was an enormous swing for the Cardinals.
Yeah, he gets his foot down. Listen, he went to driveline in the offseason, understands that he had to execute, but he has maintained that confidence. And another moment for Jordan Walker and this young Cardinals team.
Halfway up the bleachers and through a pitcher's wind. Wind blowing in at Wrigley Field today. Didn't matter. Mason Wynn tried to follow suit. Misses away. We were talking with Oli Marmol today just how much it meant to him to be able to give the news to Jordan Walker that he was going to the All-Star game. There was a lot of joy there. Swanson to first, and he gets Mason Winwell, the All-Star for the Cardinals. Jordan Walker doing All-Star things. 3-run home run on this pitch from Tyler Ferguson. It's now 3-2 Cardinals. In this one, 3-run home run to the top of the 6th gives the Cardinals their first lead of the game. 3-2 in this one. And Matthew Liberatore, 6th inning of work, and a look at Jordan Walker, second player in Cardinals history, 20+ homers, 10+ stolen bases before the All-Star break, joining Speed Demon Albert Pujols.
Yeah. Well, we all know if you're mentioned in Albert Pujols' breath, that is saying something.
Walker, the first homegrown outfielder to make the All-Star game for the Cardinals since, yes, Albert Pujols, noted outfielder in 2003. He was selected as a left fielder that season. The 3-0 count to Carson Kelly. And a called strike.
Yeah, big key for Matthew Liberatore as these Cardinals have come back, just trying to execute. No free passes.
Go back to the first inning. A walk and 2 hit by pitches for Liberatore, but he's settled down. And he walks Carson Kelly here.
MLB and T-Mobile offer you a chance to win trips to all 30 stadiums. The views, the food, the vibe. Begin your journey to 30. Enter now.
Leadoff batter here, the bottom of the 6th aboard for the Cubs. Bush takes a strike. Apparently. Ball 1. Liberatore approaching 80 pitches. Here against the lefty Bush. Line drive left center. It's a base hit for Michael Bush. Kelly around second. He'll get to third. He slides in safely, and the Cubs have runners at first and third, and nobody out in the bottom of the 6th.
Well, this is so nice by Bush. You start seeing that slider. It's up and away, and he goes with it. Really good plate appearance going the other way. And how about Carson Kelly? He reads it. First to third. Good base running by Carson Kelly.
Ivan Herrera heads out to the mound. So again, Cubs are up 2-0 just a moment ago. In the top half of this inning, Jordan Walker, a 3-run home run, gave the Cardinals the lead. But now the Cubs in the bottom of the 6th. Carson Kelly walks. Michael Bush a single, and they have 2 on and nobody out.
Now, AC, you understand that leadoff walk always tends to come around and score. Here's Oli coming out.
Oli Marmol. Heads out to Matthew Liberatore, takes the ball away from Matthew Liberatore. And that's the end of his afternoon. Big spot. Cubs down 3-2, but they have 2 on, nobody out in the pitching change.
Well, the 26-year-old left-hander Matthew Liberatore took the mound, had a struggling first inning where they scored 2 runs. Then he settled in nicely. I thought the slider was improved. Also utilizing that defense to be able to get a big double play. But again, Matthew Liberatore pitching better on the road. Back-to-back starts. Here's the numbers. 5 innings pitched, 4 hits. Did have those 2 walks. That leadoff walk to Carson Kelly.
One other note, 3 hit by pitch. So Matt Swanson gets Nico Hoerner. Hard throwing righty delivers. Nico line drive right field, base hit. Carson Kelly scores, and we've got a brand new ball game. It's 3-3.
Well, Nico Hoerner is at his best when he's in the opposite field. Also, Matt Swanson just tried to center cut a fastball. You can't do that to Hoerner. Loves going the other way, and a big RBI single to knock the game up at 3-3.
Second RBI of the day for Nico. Swanson's arsenal: sinker, sweeper, cutter. And that gets the crowd going. Back at the screen. I mean, this atmosphere is, man, it's awesome.
This is what you expect too, don't you, Alex? You understand a tight ball game, big situation for the Cubs to answer back.
I've never been one to think that this rivalry was gone, but if it was, it's definitely back. Swing and a miss.
It's the better side for Ian Happ, being left-handed. You got to be careful, have to locate.
Ball 3.
For Matt Swanson, last year it became natural for him to put away hitters. This year hasn't been the same. He's got the 2 strikes, and then it's been challenging for him.
A backliner towards third. Catch made Jose Fermin.
A 96-mile-an-hour sinker gets in on Ian Happ. Defensively, the versatility, and you see Fermin going back on it. Same with Mason Wynn. No one covering third, and these 2 guys scamper to cover him.
We have the wind blowing left to right. The fog starting to roll in a little bit. Starting to get the elements of Wrigley Field. Wouldn't expect anything less. Here's a look of that fog coming in on a great view aerial shot of Wrigley Field. Dansby Swanson, no homers today, but he's hit the ball hard. Single in the 4th. And a hard hit ground out in the 1st. Called strike.
Good location on that cutter. You have to stay away from Dansby. He loves to get on that pull side, and he's an aggressive hitter.
Mark Sweeney, I'm not sure you played in the era where guys were throwing 2-0 cutters.
Right.
Just missed a sinker at 97. I mean, you're getting to the point in 2026, there's no fastball counts anymore.
No, and you have to understand you're more hitting to quadrants, which means if you're in the hitter's counts, you can look for certain pitches in certain areas.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, bottom 6, and 2 on for the Cubs.
Yeah, Swanson has 99 at the top of the strike zone with his fastball, but he likes to go to that slider when it's right.
2-2. Ground ball to third. Fermin fields second. Low throw, and it gets away. 1 run scores. Another runner holds up at third, and on a defensive miscue from the Cardinals, Cubs retake the lead. It's 4-3.
Well, both clubs are reliant on their defense. Swanson gets the ground ball. You see Fermin dropping down, and this is tracing towards that runner. Big situation when you need that double play. Got the ground ball, and it didn't execute.
So Nico Hoerner to third, Swanson at second, and a pinch hitter up for the Cubs. Kevin Alcantara out. And the switch hitting infielder Pedro Ramirez, a rookie, steps up to the plate. And if you're Matt Swanson right now, Mark Sweeney, you get the ground ball that you need. You don't get the result that you want. What's your headspace like with runners at second and third, now less than 2 outs and a rookie up?
Well, you see Dusty Blake, the pitching coach. He goes out there, just a reminder, scouting report, exactly what's going on with Ramirez. First game of this series had the big triple. But you start realizing what you have to execute. For a young pitcher like this, just try to slow the game down as much as possible. But if you're the Cubs, just keep on this motivation of what this crowd and the energy brings. They are alive.
They are. It's buzzing. Switch hitter stepping in from the left side with the infield in. 2 on, 1 out. Ramirez, fly ball to right. Jordan Walker underneath it, makes the catch. He'll fire it into third. Throw gets away, and it goes into the Cubs dugout. So Nico scores, so does Dansby, and the second error of the inning for the Cardinals gives the Cubs another run. It's 6-3.
Well, first Ramirez, you're up there to do your job, and he squares it up to right field. Now Jordan Walker talked about his arm and what he possesses. I think you just hold that one and try to work for that 2 outs. Dansby Swanson with the aggressive base running, and you like it. Capitalize on those errors by the St. Louis Cardinals.
Four runs for the Cubs. Crow Armstrong pops it up. Left side. And it goes into the seats, fouling out of play. Inning started with a leadoff walk, a single by Michael Busch, RBI single Nico Hoerner, a throwing error by Jose Fermin on a possible double play ball from Dansby Swanson. And then a sac fly from Pedro Ramirez and an error throw from Jordan Walker added an extra run.
Yeah, Alex, you just got to make sure you understand, too, that you got to give credit to the Cubs. Carson Kelly leadoff walk, but Michael Busch going the other way, left on left.
Oh, 2. And you brought it up. I mean, leadoff walks come back to really hurt pitchers. You see it every game, really every inning that it happens.
Yeah, it's also the timing, too. Ollie understands how important it is. You got to defend.
PCA blooper, and that's his second hit of the ball game. So Pete Crow Armstrong on base for the 3rd time.
Yeah, you see the sweeper, but he works his hands inside this, dumps it into right field, doesn't go off the barrel. But again, PCA doing PCA things.
He's been on base 7 times in the last 2 games. And remember, he's already swiped 2 bags, 1 in the first, 1 in the second.
Yeah, this is when you step on that throttle. got the lead. You want to be aggressive on the base paths.
To 2-0 count to Alex Bregman. Bregman put the Cubs on the board in the first with an RBI double to right center. I think they called a balk. So Pete Crow Armstrong at second.
I didn't see anything there.
Called strike.
Well, more importantly, I think PCA got the attention of Matt Swanson.
Pop-up foul ball by Alex Bregman. So now 2-2. We'll take a look at what was called a balk.
Now maybe not stopping. Called by first base umpire Dan Merzel.
Ouch. Top two hitters in the Cubs order might need, well, 10 or 11 care after the game. Pete Crow Armstrong hit by a pitch in the second, and Alex Bregman just fouled a ball off his front foot and seems to be in a little bit of pain.
7-mile-an-hour sinker, and watch where this hits. Is that back knee?
Craig Counsell doing his part to help. Bregman gets a round of applause as he, like PCA, stays in the game. Two. Called third strike. And Alex Bregman's going to challenge.
Called a strike, the batter challenge. Call confirmed. Chicago has one challenge remaining.
So Bregman strikes out looking to end the inning, but the Cubs, they score 4 runs. They turn a 3-2 deficit into a 6-3 lead here at Wrigley after 6. And push notifications just for you. Download the MLB app, the #1 app for live baseball. Now back at the screen, Drew Pomerantz, a new pitcher for the Cubs.
Yeah, 37-year-old left-hander, and this is a guy that just takes the ball, has some huge value about navigating left-handers. See the strikeout rate, also the ground ball rate.
Lace foul. Pomerantz's Cubs tenure has been interesting. Last season he was with the Seattle Mariners with their AAA team in Tacoma. He gets dealt to the Cubs, comes up to the big leagues, and has one of his best seasons of his career as a reliever. He signs with the Angels in the offseason this season, gets DFA'd, strikes out Church. Cubs signed into a minor league deal, and then 5 days later brought up to the big league roster again.
Yeah, and this is comfort too, because he's had success here, and all of a sudden starting off this inning perfectly, left on left, getting Church to awkwardly swing at strike 3.
Look at Drew Pomerantz, saying that he had one of the best seasons of his career as a reliever. Well, 2025, 57 games, worked to a 2.17 ERA. That strikeout rate just below 30%.
Yeah, and the former starter turned reliever, he is very simplified. Fastball, curveball. It's a knuckle curveball.
Hit in the air, left side, and it goes foul and out of play. We've lauded Jose Fermin for his defensive versatility, although in the bottom of the 6th inning at third base, probably an inning that he would rather forget.
Yeah, and that's the plays that you have to make at the biggest time, and he understands that.
Line drive center field. Pete Crow Armstrong angles back, and he makes the catch. So 2 up, 2 down, and pinch hitter for the Cardinals, it's former Chicago Cub Nelson Velasquez. So Nelson Velasquez, remember, drafted in the 5th round 2017 by the Cubs. Made his big league debut with the Cubs in 2022. Here with the Cardinals, line drive foul ball. Nelson Velasquez, first game with the Cardinals this season was against the Cubs at Busch Stadium. First at bat against Shota is his first big league home run as a Cardinal for Velasquez. Bet that felt really good.
It felt really good. Listen, this is a young man that had a very good spring training, and he was surprised he didn't make the team. So went down to AAA, and he comes up against his former club. And his first at bat hits that home run.
First big league home run for Velasquez in almost 2 years. It's a 2 other this season. 0-2. Pop up right side. Michael Busch into foul territory, makes the catch. And Drew Pomerantz with a scoreless top half of the 7th inning. Stretch time at Wrigley. Cubs lead the Cardinals. Miss an all-new America's Got Talent Tuesday on NBC and Peacock. Mark Sweeney, noted America's Got Talent fan.
Yeah, I am actually. I like that.
That
show.
doesn't shock me.
What's your hidden talent that a lot of people?
Well, it won't be hidden anymore if I tell people. I will say this, and we'll save it for the next NBC Peacock broadcast. I do a mean Chewbacca impression from Star Wars.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I like that.
Yeah. What about yours?
I don't have any talent, but karaoke would be fun as long as they didn't film it. I'd be fine.
Then it would still be hidden.
Yeah.
Pop up shallow center. Weatherhold back. Gets called off by Church, who makes the catch. One up, one down here in the 7th. Carson Kelly, who started off the rally in the 6th. Take it away. We talked about Nelson Velasquez being a Cardinal, formerly a Cub. Carson Kelly, a Cub, formerly a Cardinal. 2nd round draft pick by the Cardinals back in 2012.
Yeah, you come into the league and you got Yadier Molina in front of you. That's not easy. You know, you'll probably have a different path, but Carson Kelly understands how to handle a pitching staff. Very impressive offensively too, where he's changed his ways and getting more at bats.
Take it upstairs.
And Alex, the position's really changed. It's not a Yadier Molina model anymore. It's 60-40, where you have a guy that you like to implement. They work well with certain pitchers in their staff.
Ground ball right side, and Carson Kelly with a single here in the 7th.
Well, then you do that. And Carson Kelly, as I mentioned, can construct an at bat, taking this cutter the opposite way. Again, these Cubs hitters have really shortened their swings today and gone the other way, been able to have a solid approach.
You bring up a really good point, Mark. When Carson Kelly made his debut with St. Louis in 2016, he played 10 games. Do you want to know how many games Yadier Molina played for the Cardinals that year? Caught, not just played. 147.
Wow. Well, you can mention Salvador Perez in that same breath because the way the position was. Yadier Molina was the extra manager on the field. But you start realizing 10 games being able to catch. I don't think you get in a good rhythm like that.
It would be tough. Bush keeps the bat on the shoulders, takes a ball, count 1-1. Michael Bush, power numbers a little bit down in comparison to last year's 30-plus home run season. His walk rate has gone up exponentially. And he gets hit. Fourth time a Cubs hitter's been hit by a pitch this afternoon. And I think the fans here at Wrigley Field are starting to recognize that.
Well, it's a sinker going off that elbow pad. I don't know why guys don't wear those, especially with the location of that pitch.
We've seen 9 hit by pitches this series. Swing and a miss. And you consider that with the rivalry that these two teams have. You get to hit by pitch number 10 and number 11, it could get a little dicey.
It gets a little interesting. Doesn't seem like any of those have been intentional.
No, not by any stretch of the imagination.
I don't think that's done much in the game of baseball anymore.
It's policed much more now. You get fines and more camera angles on you with everything going on. Warner, line drive, foul ball. So Nico today, sacrifice fly in the first, RBI single to the opposite way in the 6th. That's where he had so much success last season and at the beginning of this season.
That's his best version when he's going the other way.
Takes away there. Now 2-2.
Swanson doesn't have the feel for that slider. It's been his pitch up to this year. It's been very inconsistent. And what happens, you get a lot of deep counts.
2-2. Check swing, and he went around strike 3.
This sweeper had a lot more bite to it and just a little bit too far for Nico Hoerner.
So now 2 on, 2 out. And before Ian Happ steps to the plate. Might have seen the last of Matt Swanson. And they point to the bullpen. Pitching change for the Cardinals here in the 7th. Cubs have 2 on and they lead 6-3. Baseball's global youth initiative to highlight the fun and accessible ways to play our great game. Learn more, including how to find a league near you. Scan the QR code or go to playball.org and follow @playball on X, Facebook, and Instagram. So the Cardinals continue to Going to their bullpen, and it's righty Ryan Fernandez making his 10th appearance of the season, second against the Cubs.
Yeah, and this is the first appearance in this series for Ryan Fernandez. More sliders than fastballs.
Happ takes a strike. 86-mile-per-hour slider. Matthew Liberatore struggled in the first inning. He pitched really well throughout the rest of the game. Left in the 6th. Called strike. Matt Swanson came in. Didn't get much help from the defense. 2 huge errors in the 6th by the Cardinals. Cubs score 4 runs. 1-2. Cardinals won the first game of the series 17-1. Scored 13 2-out runs. Shut out the Cubs yesterday. But it's 6-3 Cubs today. In the 7th. 2 on, 2 out. Happ stays alive.
Yeah, it seems like the Cubs have a different purpose today. And yes, that's an embarrassing game, that first game of the series. But last night, getting shut out, having some opportunities. You come to the game and their final game of the series with a different importance.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. So Fernandez gets Happ swinging. Pair stranded. Cubs leading 6-3. It's Star Spangled Sunday here on Peacock, presented by Ford. Sunday here at Wrigley Field. Jordan Walker had the biggest swing to that point. Cubs were up 2-0. That 3-run home run gave the Cardinals 3-2 lead, but the Cubs came back with 4 runs in the 6th. 2 crucial Cardinals errors. This one from Jordan Walker. A ball that went in the camera well, allowing Dansby Swanson to score. 6-3 Cubs at that point, and it's 6-3 Cubs now, Mark Sweeney.
Yeah, and out of character defensively for these Cardinals. Also the Cubs. These are 2 of the best defensive teams in baseball.
Look at the Cardinals defensively. J.J. Weatherholt has been spectacular at second. Mason Wynn, a perennial Gold Glove caliber shortstop year in and year out. Underneath the glove of Nico Horner, and J.J. Weatherholt has his second hit in as many at-bats.
Well, after a really good night, a multi-hit night last night. Triple away from the cycle last night. Again, line drives. He loves using the middle of the field. We talked about it. He's been on the pull side, but he has the ability to construct solid at-bats.
So Drew Pomeranz gets the ball taken away. It's a pitching change here for the Cubs at Wrigley. 6-3 Cubs lead in the 8th. McGregor on the call. The Cubs have a new pitcher. It is righty Jacob Webb.
32-year-old right-hander, and loves his changeup. He throws it 37% of the time. How he sets that up is 4-seam fastball, curveball, slider, and sweeper.
So Jacob Webb with a runner on first. J.J. Weatherholt. First batter he sees, Ivan Herrera. Bouncer to second, picked up by Nico. Underhands to first and gets Herrera. So Weatherholt to second. 1 out here in the 8th.
Well, what's important is to have an internal clock. You hear that all the time. Nico Horner comes over and he knows he can glove it with the underhand toss to get Herrera.
The benefit of the catcher running. Alec Burleson. Single his last at bat. and singles this at bat to right. Gets to Suzuki quickly, and it holds Weatherholt at third.
Now Alec Burleson is extremely aggressive early in counts. He gets his curveball and just shoots it back-to-back at bats where he's had that hard line drive approach to right.
So here's Jordan Walker. Go-ahead 3-run home run in his last at bat. Swing and a miss. Webb fires. Count 1-1.
Yeah, that 20th home run came on a sweeper, just a cement mixer over the middle of the plate. Jordan Walker's trying to eyeball that pitch outside, trying to react in.
Upstairs, Jordan Walker with that home run became the 7th player in the National League with 20 or more homers. Ties Bryce Harper. Line drive center field. Pete Crow Armstrong makes the catch. He fires home, strong arm, and it's cut off. A sacrifice fly. Walker, 4th RBI of the day. Weatherholt scores, and the Cubs lead cut to 2. So it's now a 6-4 game. And with 2 outs in the 8th, Jacob Webb against Lars Nootbaar. Nootbaar to second, Nico Horner to first, and it ends the top of the 8th. Cardinals get one back. Cubs lead 6-4, and Dansby Swanson will lead off for the Cubs in the bottom of the 8th. Bottom half of the 8th inning from Wrigley Field. And here for the Cubs, 8-9-1 due up. Here against Ryan Fernandez. Swanson pops it up. Right side. Weatherholt. It's called off by Burleson, who makes the catch. And a quick first out.
I think the Cubs would like to tack one on here, especially the way this series has gone.
For the Cubs, it's a save situation right now with their closer Daniel Palencia on the injured list.
Man, Alex, so many tough injuries that these Cubs have had, especially on the pitching side. It's really been a story for them all year.
And it's not just Daniel Palencia in the bullpen. Kobe Milner on the IL, Hunter Harvey on the IL, but it's been with the starting rotation. Edward Cabrera on the injury list. That's hit in the air to right. Jordan Walker fighting the wind. Runs towards the line, and he makes the catch. So 2 quick outs. But the Cubs able to tread water from a pitching perspective, and you have the Cardinals, who are 8 games over 500. They've been relatively healthy.
Yeah, and there's been good fortune, and it's so hard to determine how that is done, especially in a game of 162 regular season contests.
You saw that home run list. Guys who've gotten to 20 home runs before the All-Star break in the NL. Pete Crow Armstrong, 1 home run away from that. Takes a strike, and if he does, he'd be the second Cubs outfielder, second Cubs player to go 20 homers, 20 stolen bases before the All-Star break in consecutive years. First one since Alfonso Soriano.
Just the way he
actually was, sorry about that. I want to correct myself. Soriano did not do that with the Cubs, second all time.
PCA in the batter's box. He's a different guy. He's much more confident. You can see with that leg kick, he's getting his foot down earlier, and he can handle velocity with the best of them.
Man,
this has been a series where he's gotten beat up. Last night was the right foot, and today left forearm, and now right ankle.
Hit yesterday, hit today, foul ball today. You know who wants the off day tomorrow?
Oh yeah. Gonna have ice bags.
You too?
Ice bags all over.
Check swing. Pete went around. Strike three. Throw down to first just for fun. Pete a little frustrated. And we will go to the ninth. Four Cardinals down to their final 3 outs. Jacob Webb came in the 8th and has an opportunity to at least start the 9th against Mason Wynn. Called strike. Mason Wynn today 1 for 3 with a single. Swing and a miss.
Now Jacob Webb speeds you up, slows you down, and has a good feel for spin. Getting Mason Wynn where his reaction was he couldn't believe that pitch.
Misses low. Jacob Webb with an opportunity for a 2-inning save. He's done that once this year. Have to go back to May 1st against Arizona. So this is not uncharted territory for him. Foul ball out of play. However, Caleb Thielbar warming up in the Cubs bullpen. Good take by Wynn.
I think if Mason Wynn gets on, maybe they go to Thielbar against Nathan Church.
Count 3-2.
Now Mason Wynn likes to, especially when he gets deep in counts, go in the opposite field.
Webb payoff. Popped up. Foul, and it reaches the seats.
95 on that fastball, got in on him. Maybe sped him up a little bit. This is when he really loves to go to that off speed. The changeup is his favorite pitch.
Webb delivers. Changeup misses low and away, and a leadoff walk.
Probably the last thing Craig Counsell wants to see is a leadoff walk.
And here's Nathan Church. Homered in game 1 this series. Starting to get tense here at Wrigley Field.
Now Nathan Church went on the IL with a shoulder issue. He came back a little more patient hitter. See if he is in this situation.
Popped up right by home plate. Carson Kelly, 1 out.
Well, Nathan Church understands the scouting report, but sometimes you just don't pick up the changeup. Now Jacob Webb understands he has a good feel for that pitch, but also he maintains arm speed. It looks like a fastball coming out of the hand. Gets a big out for the Cubs.
Misses away with the slider. That changeup and the fastball, the speed differential about 11 miles per hour, which is perfect.
Yeah, it makes it very difficult for the hitter. You got to pick and choose.
Now back at the screen. One. Energy in the ballpark picking up. Mason Windrew a leadoff walk. And Jose Fermin represents a potential game-tying run at the plate. Swing and a miss.
Well, right on right, and he still throws that changeup. That'll tell you exactly what he feels about that pitch. That's his best secondary and perfect location against Fermin.
Two delivery. Got him.
Well, what a sequence. Previous pitch is a changeup that locks him up, slows him down, and then he releases his best fastball today. 94, locking up Jose Fermin.
Cardinals down to their final out, and it's up to former Cub Nelson Velasquez. First pitch called strike. Check swing, did not go.
Boy, that was close. Rotation of his upper body made it look really close. That could have gone either way.
Webb fires. Called strike, win to second. And now the Cardinals not only down to their final out, Jacob Webb has Nelson Velasquez down to his final strike. The pitch. Check swing. Did not go.
Let's check out this one. Another close one. I think he held up just barely on that one.
Webb delivers. Line drive. Diving play. Dansby Swanson for the winner. Cubs win. Jacob Webb, the two-inning save. Dansby Swanson flashing the Gold Club leather.
Well, Alex, you rely on your defense. That's 108 miles an hour off the bat, and Dansby sticks the landing. Jacob Webb loves that, defensively making the plays behind that situation.
Final score here from Wrigley Field. Cubs 6, Cardinals 4. Cubs salvage the series. We'll be back in a second with some post-game festivities from Wrigley Field.